Origins from UX, and this is Nuclear Bazooka. America did that, but it's not the Federation. Yes, Davy Crockett, the basically inspiration of Fat Man from Fallout, right? Atomic Any is like artillery. It's like a big ass artillery that is basic artillery, right? Not something that a human can use by himself, like bazooka. This is literally a small portable thing. I don't think you can use it like a Fat Man from Fallout, but I'm pretty sure it's like so small you can just carry it, like put it on like a tripod or whatever, and shoot a nuclear warhead. This is insanity. This is like holy shit. Somebody actually thought of that. Like, okay, what if we like give humans a bazooka type thing, give a tripod that I don't know. What if like gets rusted and fails? Many element to it. I get it. Like anything is deadly. Any bomb is deadly. But nuclear is fucking nuclear. So this is that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they probably like. Was that ever used? I'm pretty sure they thought of it and like, that's too much. I'm pretty sure they never used it or something. They just do the training thing. I don't know. Yeah, designed during Cold War, it was probably the closest world ever came to nuclear war. Using the W-54 warhead, it is the smallest tactical nuke launcher ever. Yeah, tripod of a Jeep. Okay, like Jeep isn't OP in itself. Obviously, this is like the time before the Hummer, where Jeeps were like military vehicles. Obviously, this is thought like, what if we put like this thing on a Jeep? There you go. Oh my, could you imagine like if they made nukes a normal thing, made smaller and smaller, but nukes a normal thing? Nowadays, anything nuke is like, oh my god, you can't even think about using nukes. But what if like there was like smaller weapons that was nuke powered? Can you imagine? That's insane. This was your Federation, obviously. I like Federation. Basically, talks about topics like this in patriotic American way, which is like fun. Obviously exaggerate sometime, but it's never a lie. That's the thing. Like America is that kind of element which is like, oh, he's exaggerating, not that much. It's like still there. So yeah, let's watch this one. Remember, reflect more, don't forget to subscribe so I know which type of videos to react to more. I've been watching military videos a lot recently, so if you haven't seen those, check out the link in the description or in the end of the video end card. I created a playlist for Federation, so that makes it easier if you want to watch only Federation reactions that I did. Then yeah, let's watch this one.
Today we're talking about the time America built a nuclear bazooka. Officially known as the Battle Group Atomic Delivery System, it would rapidly acquire the nickname the Davy Crockett. You see, it all started in 1786 when he was born with 3 ears, a left ear, a right ear, and the wild frontier. Wait, this is the wrong Wikipedia page. Davy Crockett nuclear device. That's better. Okay, here's the deal. Once upon a time in the Cold War, the Soviet Union had way more tanks than America did. And America didn't want to have to build a bunch of their own tanks and ship them halfway across the world to Germany. So they needed a cheaper, more economical way to defeat enemy tanks. So they did the obvious thing and took their existing anti-tank weapon, the recoilless rifle, which is essentially a large bazooka, and figured out how to shoot a nuclear bomb out of it. That nuclear bomb was the M388 tactical nuke equipped with the W-54 warhead. This is probably the smallest nuclear weapon of all time. To put it into perspective, on impact, this would deliver a blast yield of approximately 20 tons of TNT. That sounds like a lot, but when you're talking about nukes, comparing it to like, say, Atomic Annie, which was 15,000 tons, it's quite a bit smaller. Lucky for us, they recorded it again. Let's go ahead and see the tape.
Okay, we'll see the tape, but first, you can compare it to Atomic Annie. It's a fucking artillery. For artillery purposes, for long distance attack. Something you can't see in the distance, now that something is not there anymore. Oh, look at the mushroom cloud. That's what Atomic Annie is. Davy Crockett is literally a launcher. It's like something, oh look at, there's the enemy, I'm gonna throw my launcher at it. 20 tons of TNT. That's insanity. You would feel it at that close range. I know it's like safe enough, but not safe. Not that much safe. Not to mention, like how in World War I, mustard gas was like, because like, why are we using this? Like, it's getting friendly fire. This would have friendly fires of like radiation and shit, right? Depending how the like air is there. This has way too many issues with it. Like Atomic Annie, okay, makes sense, but this is insanity. Even for a Fallout game, it's insanity. So imagine in real life.
The round was launched at H-17 seconds to accomplish H-hour impact on the desired ground zero at a range of 2,852 meters. The round was set for a low height of burst. It detonated perfectly, releasing its lethal radiation.
Wasn't that the most adorable nuclear explosion you've ever seen? But it's still...
No, it's not adorable. Don't make it light. That's a big ass ground. I'm guessing humans are this small size. It's like smaller than this mouse cursor. And look at that cloud. This is not some cute thing. This is insanity. 20 tons is not a joke.
you've ever seen, but it's still definitely enough to take out an enemy tank. So mission accomplished, the end. I wish. So if you watched last week's video about Atomic Annie, you know that the Soviet Union and America were basically in a giant pissing match to see who could come up with the scariest nuclear weapon. Honestly, it's still a better love story than Twilight, but it's terrifying. So let's just recap that real quick. 1949, the Soviet dropped their first atomic bomb, which means America had to one-up them. So America created Atomic Annie, the world's first nuclear artillery piece, and then 1 year after that, the Soviet Union made—
This is what I was talking about, condensator. I knew that. I knew that from long ago. I don't know why. This is like really as powerful thing. Right? I said that in the Atomic Annie reaction. Like, I know Soviet had that.
their own version known as the condensator. So America was back to square one and we had to one-up them again. And while building a giant nuke Bazooka is cool, it's not definitively cooler than atomic artillery. So how do you make it cooler? Well, it's the world's smallest nuclear weapon, so there's really only one thing to do with it. Yeah, they mounted it to a Jeep. They literally made a shoot and scoot. A yeet and retreat, if you will. To be fair, they weren't actually supposed to shoot it while they were driving. They were supposed to, you know, pull over and aim, but we all know what's really gonna happen when you give 3 grunts, a Jeep, and a nuclear bazooka. I'm trying to tell you, if you think 2 girls, 1 cup is bad, 3 grunts, 1 Jeep is way worse. Okay, all jokes aside, I need you guys to understand, this is probably the closest humanity ever came to nuclear war. America gave 3 grunts.
Somebody tell Federation, you don't have to show everything you talk about, especially that. Even if you blurred it, there's like,
Complete discretion on when nuclear war started. I can't verify this for sure, but I'm almost positive this is why they gave it the nickname the Davy Crockett. Because according to the legend, Davy Crockett the person killed his first bear when he was 3 years old.
I killed my pet raccoon.
Why, Davy?
So I could have this cool hat.
The Soviet Union's mascot is a bear.
wait a minute, that was Federation talking about Davy? That was a Davy Crockett joke. I remember that scene, but I don't exactly remember what that was about. That was a Davy Crockett joke? Come on.
That is blatantly telling the Soviet Union to fuck around and find out. Oh, and we're not just talking about like 1 Jeep or a couple Jeeps. They made 2,100 of these fucking things. I am thoroughly convinced the only reason this didn't start nuclear war is because the maximum effective range on the launcher is actually shorter than the minimum safe distance of the detonation of the nuclear warhead. Meaning that if you were actually close enough to accurately aim, you were also probably going to die from the nuclear fallout. Luckily, military leadership would come to their senses and pull this monstrosity from the front lines before some group of grunts got brave enough to try to shoot it from behind and
Davy Crockett nuclear war was removed from US Army Europe, West Germany 1967. That video he made about how people were running from East Germany to West Germany. Imagine people actually, oh, we say, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's a Davy Crockett, small nuclear weapon. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep going to the west, away from Germany now.
outrun the blast.
Get off the nuclear warhead.
Just wanted to feel the power between my legs, brother.
It was then completely removed from service by 1971. And according to the now declassified documents, when the leadership of the 3rd Armored Division was asked by Congress why the Davy Crockett weapon system was decommissioned, he responded, and I quote, "Since it was essentially a platoon weapon, command and control was a problem. Apparently, there was some great fear that a sergeant would start a nuclear war. In conclusion, please do not get in a pissing contest with America. We will win or we will start the apocalypse trying." I'm not saying it's right, I'm just...
I mean, you know, that's not that far off, is it? Oh, wait a minute. Nuclear war is like a real issue. It's like a mutually assured destruction. We have to make sure, like, both sides... and they're like, oh, by the way, a platoon sergeant has a nuclear weapon. Yeah, that's like... nuclear war is gonna happen. Let's be honest. Right? Something emotion runs high. Where's my Davy Crockett? There you go. That's the end of that.
saying that's probably what would happen. Tune in next week. Who knows what we'll talk about? Maybe we'll talk about that time America wanted to nuke the moon because we were losing the space race. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
Electrician military reviews as a playlist. I'm guessing all of them. Probably, yeah. This Davy Crockett thing is insanity. It's really insanity, man. I mean, Atomic Annie makes sense, like portable nuke. Why the fuck not? There you go. If you're gonna have nukes, why not? But this Davy Crockett is some next level thing. What is next? A machine gun that has like a... rather than having like a depleted uranium, it has some kind of like a nuclear launch thing. I don't know. Smallest nuclear ammo. There you go. That would be similar to Fallout 4's explosive prefix. As soon as it hits something, everything explodes. There you go. The most OP shit ever. Imagine somebody creating combat shotgun that has a pellet has nuclear thing in it. Every shell, it explodes as soon as it fires. Whatever is there is no longer there anymore. Not just organism, even the buildings and things. There you go. Tanks, what tanks? Only metal is there. Alright, well, if you like my reaction, don't like and subscribe. If you haven't seen other reaction I did, like atomic and things like that from Fire Electrician, check out the link in the description or the end card right now, I'm guessing. And yeah, I'll see you next time.